What up, world? It's Eternal Authenticity, broadcasting live, and I'm doing a video now, first thing of the day. I'm feeling a lot better. Shout out to all the authentic squad. Y'all know, I'm overcoming having some mild cold symptoms or allergens, something funky in the air. I don't know. I'm a vegan. I stay on top of my health at the same time. It's a massive universe, and I'm healing. You know what I'm saying? So like I'm having to build up my strength, my immune system to superhuman levels. Just like my mentor Ralph Smart, Infinite Waters, he mentions something about he quotes somebody else, and he says, "It is no measure of health to be well adjusted to a profoundly sick society." In other words, society is sick. And it's true, because many times I didn't want to believe it, and it's like I've had to learn to become more understanding of this, by me being the one, by me being the change, instead of me complaining or, lashing out at people, I had to learn, hey, we got to meet people where they are, and I know that sounds like common sense. It's just, when you're feeling so much inside, it's easy to want to, act out a character or, do something on the movies or TV or whatever. But, the deeper and deeper you get towards yourself, you're like, wow, who am I to do that? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I can express myself, but at the same time, I too was once a whole lot more sick than I am now. Like I said, 20 years. That's the best way for me to describe it. Is okay, guess what? It's that's why Bob Marley was saying in Buffalo Soldier, he said, born in Africa, brought to America, in his song called Buffalo Soldier. So that, and whatchamacallit, it's true. I get what, I understand what he's saying, because it's hey, imagine it's your natural habitat is a jungle climate, and imagine, you're born in a jungle, but you're abducted or stolen or taken away at birth, and you're brought over to another land, and you're fed, false information. You're fed chemicals, poisons, toxins, trash foods, the processed meats, which cause cancer. You can check out the World Health Organization about that. They stated, and it's true. Plus, it's dead flesh. That's not really, something that's yummy. You know what I'm saying? People got to add all this stuff on top of it, to make it look like that. But then really, when I see this green grass, these plants, this live nature and whatnot, intuitively, instinctually, even the animals, the dogs, all these other animals, they love sniffing it and getting into it, because it's nature, there's no blood in it. It's different, That's our connection with God, the universe, whatever is nature, to be honest. It's something so divine and, original. But anyways, all that stuff. It's imagine you were just born at birth, and then you're just stolen and brought to a foreign land and just fed all this stuff and pushed all this stuff in your face that's not for you, consuming the wrong drinks, milk, alcohol, sodas, these sugary processed juices, high fructose corn syrup, all these starchy snacks and stuff that have no type of minerals or nourishment, no type of live enzymes in it. Chips, fries, processed meats, dairy, all that stuff, and it's really outside of your own natural habitat, Whereas imagine if you're just born straight in the jungle, like Tarzan or whatever, and you went your whole 20 years being fed the right stuff, whatever they got out there, you know what I mean? Like plums, mangoes, whatever else is out in the, natural vegetation that's found in the jungle or whatever. Imagine being fed that your first 20 years. To be honest, I'm bold enough to say like there'll be a noticeable difference in the quality of health. I'm actually bold enough to say that because it's true. It takes letting go of ego to admit that. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I started to realize. So I was like, hey, like I already went, I already did it. You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't need to keep being hard on myself. It's just that gives me just as much inspiration and passion to keep healing myself and detoxing myself. Of course I was kind of angry, but at the same time, I'm like, whatever, I did the best with what I knew. And like, quite honestly, it may be a blessing in disguise. Maybe I was supposed to do that so I can have a real great long-term story, of sharing, hey, I lived this way for my first portion of my life. Then I switched it up and I noticed some improvements, and then so on and so on, Now I have the nutrition. Maybe there'll be some other stuff that I'll add to the mix, financially, who knows? You know what I mean? Like, there's growth and all types of stuff, you know what I mean? So much dynamic stuff to life besides just the food, but that's like the main thing. And like, I don't know, it's just cool to realize that, to be honest. Like today, the dog, the elder, the mentor of the client, the dog I'm walking, he was mentioning that, hey, I'm going to be able to go outer space, in my lifetime. I'm going to be able to go to the moon and back, And he's talking about me, you know what I'm saying? He was mentioning me, like, because, he's a whole lot older in his, 60s or whatever, something like that. And, like, I'm in a different generation, obviously. So, I was talking about space and all that stuff. And it's just cool to, realize this, to be honest, because I have been visualizing it, to be real, like ever since I was young, super young, like 4, 5, 6 years old. I did projects about space and stuff like that, about Mars, like it's just so massive and magnificent. Space, something different than just the same old, same old. And, what? My Matrix name is Sky, right? I'm actually cool with my Matrix name. You know what I mean? Some people, they don't like their name. I remember when I was younger, I had some self-esteem issues about it, but I overcame that, because people wouldn't know. They would think my name is Scott, or they would think that, like, they would ask, how is it spelled? Does it have an E at the end or whatever? All these different things. And like, sometimes I would get a little frustrated about these misunderstandings and, I guess being different. But then eventually I realized, hey, me being different is my power, honestly, because I'm being myself, and that's a rare thing in this world, but I'm cool with doing it, So basically my mentor planted the seed saying, hey, you're going to be able to go outer space in your lifetime. So I'm holding on to that, to be honest, for real. I'm holding on to the plan and vision of me actually going outer space to the moon, for real. So probably it was necessary for me to go through all this whole detox and heightened spiritual awakening, everything, because, to go outer space, I don't know all about it. I'm just saying, like, I perceive it as like an honorable thing, despite how much money you have. To be honest, I feel like you have to be in the right mind, in the right heart space for that type of stuff. You know what I mean? It's not like, It's not a casino. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's space. You're going where there's no oxygen. You know, like you're going where you are switching it up, getting way out your comfort zone. You're going to a whole nother planet. You know, you're leaving the atmosphere of where you have been for your entire life, you know, to go thousands of miles away. You know, that's mind-boggling. You know what I'm saying? For real. But I'm ready for it. Probably all the geniuses go. You know what I mean? And I'm a genius. Real talk. I had another mentor mention that to me at a juice bar, a juice shop, you know, here. And they got some exclusive cool stuff in there, like sea moss and sarsaparilla. You know, I already mentioned it, the recipe in Oak Cliff. You know, I thought that was cool because honestly, I wasn't able to find sea moss anywhere else in these stores, you know. So she helped direct me to where I could find some sea moss, and they had it in their juices there too. And sarsaparilla, that's another amazing plant herb. You know, like, I forgot what all it does. It's just like, it's really up there for like helping out, you know, with inflammation and healing and all that stuff. Venture out, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what makes life fun. Like, now I see why they said like school was a lie, because, you know, what's more fun? You know what I'm saying? Being trapped inside a little box all day, you know, having, you know, cold air conditioning, you know what I'm saying? Just inside, fluorescent lights and all that stuff, reading about people who aren't even alive anymore, and, you know, it's not really that uplifting, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know, just being out in your own natural element, like I am right now. You know what I'm saying? With the birds, I'm with the dog right now, I'm with the trees, you know, I'm with the grass, I'm with everything. You know, I'm at one with the universe. So, like, with that being said, it also opens your mind up to, like, hey, imagine, you know, what all you can discover. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole vegan thing is a process. It's not just one thing. It's not just, oh, you know, rice and beans and some guacamole. You know, that's cool and all. I'm just saying, like, it's so much more. And, you know, highly awake people that are on this journey, y'all know what I'm talking about. Because, you know, a lot, hopefully, or Lord willing, some of y'all are free spirits. I'm a free spirit, you know. I'm on, you know, numerology stuff. So